I think I'm finally done pretending that I'm okay. Have you ever had one of those days where you're just like, I can't keep doing this? Your life is not exciting enough. You're not even happy with your life. Not in a dramatic way, but in a tired down to your soul kind of way. Yeah, that was me. I don't think anyone around me noticed it. I was still posting, I was still laughing, and still doing what I had to do. But deep inside, I felt like I was quietly falling apart. And I don't know if you felt this too, but there is this deep pressure of always going ahead, like everything is fine, even when nothing feels fine. Like, how are we supposed to be soft, pretty, healing, productive, chasing dreams, and still smile, even when we are burning on the inside? At some point, I just hit that wall, that quiet, lonely, invisible, dry wall, and I discovered I hadn't even posted in days. I stopped posting, and then I remembered something. Is this all my life is about? I feel like my life is so empty, and I was feeling all this because I earn nothing. I earn zero money. I kept on thinking, how long will I wait? How long will I keep pushing? How long will I keep wishing for things and pouring into everyone else except me? I didn't cry right away. I just sat there in silence, and for the first time in a long time, I said it out loud to myself. Something has to change. I knew something had to change about me. You probably must have been wondering why I haven't posted in 3 months and my channel has been so dry. Yeah. I was at a point in my life where I was just discouraged about life, about pushing, about posting, about me. And if you're watching this video and you've forgotten what it even feels like to feel good about life, maybe you've outgrown the old version of you, but you haven't quite stepped into the new one. Maybe you're stuck in that weird, awkward, blurry in between space. Yeah, I'm in it too. Listen, I don't have it all figured out. Mm-mm. No, I don't have it all figured out. I am starting my life all over. I'm literally starting from zero with zero money. And I'm starting here in my room. At this starting point, I am tired, I am confused, but I'm finally honest with myself. Yes, I'm finally honest with myself. This series is not about perfection. It's not about aesthetics or having it all figured out. It's about choosing you every single day, even when it's messy, even when no one claps for you. What my life looked like before I finally snapped. Before I talk about all the cute goals and glow ups and all that, I feel like I owe you the truth. What was my life actually like before I decided to start all over? Because, girl, it wasn't giving at all. Most people think that your before will always look like chaos or heartbreaks, you crying around, hitting the wall, and all that stuff. No, mine wasn't like that. Honestly, mine was just empty. There was no fire in me, there was no structure, which is probably the reason I stopped posting anyways. There was no excitement. I was just surviving the days, trying to look okay while I was slowly shutting down inside. I would wake up in the morning feeling very tired. I would scroll on my phone for an hour or even more. I wasn't taking care of myself. In fact, I lost myself. My skin was dull. My room was always a mess, and I was eating whatever, taking in lots of unhealthy food, taking in lots of carbs. I was sleeping weird because when everyone is asleep, I'm there scrolling on my phone looking for nothing. I was tired and mentally checked out. Even the little things started to feel heavy. Washing my face felt like a chore. Filming content at some point felt so embarrassing. I wasn't showing up in any version of my life. I wasn't showing up in the health version of my life. I wasn't showing up for my beauty. I wasn't showing up for my knowledge, for my cognitive. I wasn't developing. I wasn't moving. I was just there. And while I was there, I was still tired of being there. I just felt empty. And if you've been wondering what I've been doing all the while I've not been posting, I went for training. Because I knew I had to do something. I went for training. I learned how to be a makeup artist. I learned how to be a nail technician. And I can now braid. I can now braid hair for the girls. Yay! I feel like that's a big achievement, and for all of you who already know me, you should know that I am a medical laboratory scientist and I have a lot going on. I have a lot going on in my life, but I still feel a little empty. I still feel empty at some point. It happens. While I was at a broken stage of my life, I don't think anyone even noticed, because sometimes I will post the video and everyone would think my life is all put together. I was still joking and laughing out with family and friends. I was still pretending.
Bombastic side eye.
But I knew I wasn't okay. I knew I was just living. I was just going as the days are going. You understand? I was just floating. I had no routine, no self discipline, low self esteem, no confidence. And as a girl who had lots of passions, I saw them dying. Everything was just too slow. Maybe you're watching this video and you feel the same way. Maybe your before doesn't look so broken. Maybe it just feels numb. My darling, you know you're not in a crisis, but you're not growing. You're not deeply unhappy, but you're not happy either. So, what is wrong with you? You just feel stuck, and the scariest part is you're just getting used to it. Ah, it's life. It happens sometimes to some people, and you just stay there because there is literally no motivation. That was a part that made me to pause because I didn't want to get used to it. I was already getting used to it, yeah, but I didn't want to. So my before wasn't dramatic. It wasn't rock bottom. It wasn't right down there. It was just a slow fade, a soft burnout. The kind that sneaks up on you until one day it is too heavy to handle. If you're in your before right now, I see you. If you're tired, if you're discouraged, if you're uninspired, if you're unsure where to start, I want you to listen to this series. I want you to listen to this video because this might help you. If your life is not right down there, but somehow you're discouraged, you don't need to hit rock bottom before you decide you have to change something. Sometimes all it takes is one honest conversation like this one I'm having with you, or just posting a video, or just making a video, or just getting your hair done, or putting yourself together and looking more prettier than yesterday, or maybe just adding some cute flowers to your hair like I did to this one. And I know that this has elevated my look somehow, and I feel so happy about that. When it got too heavy, I felt so broken and I knew something had to change. This one is a little emotional because I'm talking about the moment it got too heavy, not in a big dramatic way, but in that quiet, private, no one even knows I'm drowning kind of way. I don't think breaking points look like screaming or crying. Sometimes they look like silence. Mine looked like sitting on the floor in the middle of my room with stuffs everywhere. I was just tired. I had nothing to my name before I remembered something. I remember so clearly I had been holding up things in my heart for weeks. I was exhausted from pretending that I'm okay. I wasn't creating my content anymore. I wasn't growing and I wasn't me. I just sat there, no music, no tears, just me and the quiet. We were having a conversation, and then I whispered something to myself. This was something I didn't even plan to. I don't want this life anymore. I want to create more. I want to be rich. I want to be beautiful. I want to glow up. I want to lose weight. I want to be healthy. I want to have great connections. I want to be happy. These are the things I whispered to myself. And this was not in a dark, scary way, like with, oh, this is what I want. I was kind to myself. I didn't want the version of my life where I always come last. No, I had to change it. I had to do something. Where I always come last, where I settle, where I always wait for someday, maybe, where I just kept hoping. No, where I keep shrinking myself just to survive. Maybe you've been there, maybe you're there right now, showing up for everyone but yourself. Maybe no one knows you're breaking. Maybe no one is asking you, how are you? And the truth is that kind of pain builds up quietly until one day it bursts out like a very big flame. I want to assure you that your breaking point is not your end. Rather, your breaking point is your beginning. because that was the exact moment I stopped lying to myself. That's when I realized I can't keep living a meaningless life. I didn't magically fix everything the next day. It took me a lot of dedication, but I did make a choice to stop avoiding myself, to stop ghosting my life. That breaking point was actually my breakthrough. So if you're watching this video and you feel the same way, I totally understand. Just know you're not weak. You are brave for being honest. And maybe this is your sign to pause, to breathe, and to say, you see this life? This version of my life, I'm done. I'm done with it. You need to break up with this version of you and get yourself back and find yourself. Start telling yourself, I'm ready for more, because you need more. You deserve more. If you've watched this video to this point, you might want to continue the series in our next video. I am sure you will not want to miss it. If you feel like this is you, if you feel like whatsoever I'm sharing is relatable, it's your story, then you don't need to miss the next episode, because I'm going to be sharing with you why I wanted to give up in the first place and how I started. Remember, I said I didn't just change everything in one day. I started with tiny steps, and I'm going to show you all the steps, all the things I did before I get to the level where I've built some kind of confidence. I'm not there yet, but I'm trying. And this video is the number one proof that I'm trying. I am trying to get my life back together. I decided to get up and film this video and upload it because I know my people out there are waiting to hear from me, and I won't keep hiding and shrinking myself and keeping myself at the back while I'm supposed to be here glowing, discussing with the girls, shining, and just being me, doing what I love. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any video I upload. Trust me, our next video, our next series, it's gonna be more practical. It's gonna be more alive. It's gonna make you feel more alive. So yeah, bye.